We are sick of people saying Disney World is just for kids. We've heard it all before. Isn't that for children? Yes, Sharon, so is cereal. And yet here you are double fisting Frosted Flakes at 9 p.m. We're here to prove that Disney World is absolutely for adults too. Not in a weird, I'm gonna make this my whole identity kind of way. Just in a drinks too kind of way. Let's get started. People say Disney is for kids, but Walt Disney, you know, the guy who the whole company's named after, literally said, "You're dead if you aim only for kids. Adults are only kids grown up anyway." That's the best Walt Disney impression I got. Sorry, guys. So we've compiled a list of adult-approved activities across Walt Disney World, because if anyone deserves an immersive, escapist fantasy, it's the people paying the electric bill. First up, Epcot, AKA the grown-ups theme park. Where else can you pretend to explore global cultures while holding a frozen margarita the color of a Nickelodeon slime accident? Epcot is home to eating, drinking, and so much entertainment, perfect for all the adults in the group. Here at Epcot, there are attractions for any adult you could think of. The thrill-seeking ones, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, a roller coaster that moves sideways, spins, and emotionally prepares you for what it was like back when September by Earth, Wind & Fire was originally released. Test Track, finally coming back in summer of 2025. And of course, Mission Space, but the orange side. Claustrophobic? Sign me up. And for the adults that are looking to just relax and have a good time, of course, Living with the Land, where you'll really put your green thumb to use, and Spaceship Earth, a slow-moving dark ride that'll probably make you feel as old as you actually are. Another experience adults often enjoy is drinking around the world, a cultural exchange of liquor. Drinking around the world is when you get a drink in every single country throughout the World Showcase. It's a pretty famous activity for any drinkers in the group, but if alcohol isn't your vibe, we also love snacking around the world too. But mostly, drinking around the world is a highly educational activity in which participants consume alcoholic beverages from 11 countries and then immediately forget 10 of them. Thanks to our expert here at AllEars.net, here's our scholarly research of some of the best drinks in each country. And yes, I'll give you my favorites as well, because I can hear you screaming it from wherever you are. The bathroom, the shower, car, I don't know where you watch us. Please don't watch us in the car, that's dangerous. Over in Mexico, the avocado margarita. Healthy? No. Green? Yes. I myself am a fan of just chatting with the bartenders and seeing what kind of tequila they like. As long as it's in my price range, just doing a nice little shot of that to taste what they like, I think that's a cool experience. Okay, moving on. Norway, the Viking coffee. You can get it with or with alcohol. Either way, still delicious. In China, the honey hibiscus hard iced tea. Tastes like a garden and a headache. Moving on to Germany, the grapefruit Hefeweizen. It's beer, but for brunch. But I like to go to the wine cellar because they have these cute little shots of liqueur. There's an apple one and a chocolate one. Super delicious, super short, love it. In Italy, the Italian margarita, because apparently margarita is international now. Now in Italy, I like to go to the Tutto Italia walk-up bar. It's literally just a bar. It is on the inside, so it is first come, first serve. You're gonna have to wait your turn because there can be a line sometimes. And getting a nice espresso martini there, it does come in a plastic cup. Not my favorite, but it's fine. The espresso martini, mwah. And then there's America. We can grab the Moonshine Sour. I don't really have anything funny to say about that. In Japan, there's the Violet Sake, which is suspiciously purple, but unnervingly smooth. When you're in Morocco, head to the back of the pavilion and check out the double sangria. It just means you get 2 cups of sangria for a little bit of a better price. Myself, I like to go to the Spice Road Table walk-up bar. It is a full bar, choose your own adventure, and sometimes I think you gotta stay away from the specialty cocktails because it can get a little sweet, a little juice heavy, and just choose your own adventure. It's a full bar, do what you want, no rules. There are rules. We'll talk about those rules in a second. Welcome to France, where you definitely gotta try the Grand Marnier slush. No notes, alcoholic slushy. It's in the name, it's really nice. Back to the UK. No, I won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. You guys deserve better than that. In the UK, pear cider. Definitely a fan favorite in the AllEars.net community. But again, sometimes you just want to choose your own adventure, like myself. This is a big one. This is definitely like a 21st birthday, you're out to kind of do a party scenario. The Rose and Crown Pub. Again, it's a choose your own adventure. It is a full bar. You can get whatever you want, but sometimes when my wife and I, we're like, you know what, let's go crazy, let's have a good time. We'll do Irish car bombs, which is crazy. You drop a shot of Bailey's and Jameson into a Guinness, and you have to drink it fast enough, because if you don't drink it fast enough, the whole thing will curdle. So you're basically chugging Guinness and whiskey, which now that I'm saying it out loud sounds like a problem. But you just don't do it all the time. You just do it like when you're like having your celebration. And then there's Canada. Finally in Canada, we definitely recommend trying the Ottawa apple. Just a sweet cocktail to end your trip here around the world. All right, let's stop here before things get too crazy. Just a quick safety talk. If you're going to imbibe and drink around the world, please remember these 4 huge tips. Number 1, don't drink and drive. Number 2, definitely hydrate. Number 3, eat snacks along the way. And finally, number 4, remember it is still Disney World. Please be respectful, don't act a fool. It's a theme park. Have fun and drink responsibly. Moving on. And of course, adults aren't all chicken tenders and root beer floats. Oh no. But for those of you who are looking for maybe a fun date night or some fine dining experiences, you can always check out Takumi Tay in China for an authentic Chinese cuisine experience, or even Monsieur Paul's over in France. They're delicious, a little expensive, but definitely a solid date night spot. And we have full reviews up on the channel, so go check them out. And if you're not going there for a date night, who knows? Maybe you just want to cosplay as someone with a mortgage and a solid skincare routine. Dinner and a show over across the pond in the America Pavilion. There's the American Gardens Theater. And that theater often hosts bands during festivals like Boyz II Men and Rick Springfield. And occasionally, probably the best band to ever grace that stage, Sound Up Band. And if you came and saw them for the Garden Rocks Festival, know that it really meant the world to them for all of your support. All the signs you brought and all the bracelets you gave out and all the, it's so sweet. So Sound Up thanks you, if I knew who they were. I should mention that the American Gardens Theater isn't an adult-only place. Kids are definitely welcome there, but nobody's playing Baby Shark at the American Gardens Theater, so. Epcot isn't all about drinking and eating and riding thrill rides, it's also educational. So for you adults out there who are trying to learn something, there's always the Behind the Scenes tour, which is about a $45 ticket to get a behind-the-scenes view of the very popular and very fan-loved attraction, Living with the Land. It's a deep dive into agriculture and the future of it, and that's pretty cool. Don't worry, if you're not up for a full park day, this is the perfect place to hop in during those evening hours to enjoy the food, live entertainment, and drinks. Now, let's talk about animals. The kingdom, okay, animal kingdom, not just animals in general, unless you're down to talk about like monkeys and koalas, because I can. For all you thrill-seeking adults out there, there's definitely plenty for you to do. Of course, there's Expedition Everest, Flight of Passage that will make you cry and you're not quite sure why. And then of course, Dinosaur. Dinosaur is sadly closing sometime in 2026 to make way for the new land Pueblo Esperanza, but we're hoping for a new Indiana Jones attraction that will fill this thrills spot. But for some of the adults, they just want to chill out and relax a little bit. There's Kilimanjaro Safari, because seeing animals in real life is just cool no matter how old you are. Listen, come here. I did not realize how many bars Animal Kingdom actually had until we did the research, we did this shot list. Just hear me out for a second. One of my favorite places to go to is Dawa Bar. 1, because it's a full bar, and 2, because you can take your alcoholic beverage and go on an animal walkthrough experience. Like Gorilla Falls, you're having your drink and you're waving at a gorilla. What could be better? Then of course there's Nomad Lounge, which is absolutely our favorite. If you go nowhere else, go to Nomad Lounge. But save me a seat. And there's not a seat for me, then I'm gonna be irritated. So just be aware. This relationship comes at a cost. All right, we'll just keep going down this list. Tamu Tamu Refreshments, the Harambe Secret Bar. Shh, don't tell anybody about it. It says meat above it, not meat, alcohol. Warung Outpost, Drinkwallah, Yak and Yeti Quality Beverages, Thirsty River Bar, Restaurantosaurus Lounge, while it's still open, and Pongu Pongu. 10, that's almost like drinking around the world, except drinking around the circle of life. And of course you can grab drinks at quick service and table service locations. Now going back to our fine dining folks, I wouldn't say fine dining, this is just, I would say more elevated, but Tiffin's. Tiffin's is the spot when it comes to a nicer sit-down dining experience. So you see Tiffin's focuses on African, Asian, and Latin-inspired meals with a theme dedicated to globetrotting and taking the road less traveled. If you can't get reservations, don't sweat it, go back to Nomad Lounge. It is connected to Tiffin's and it offers some amazing small plates and entrees. But again, if I go to Nomad Lounge and I see you there, not a spot for me, there's gonna be a problem. Come on! Next up, welcome to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is the unsung hero of adult things to do in Disney World, in our opinion. The surprise MVP, if you will. This park is like that one cousin who seems boring until you realize they own a motorcycle and make a mean cocktail. It secretly has the best bar hopping, several thrill rides, and an awesome dining spot. For more of those thrill rides that might gear towards adults, you can definitely try out rides like the Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, which will soon be taken over by the Muppets, Rise of the Resistance, an emotional space opera where you fight fascism, and of course there's Slinky Dog Dash, a dog that's also a spring, that's also a roller coaster. It's art. And for some of those adults who like getting thrilled in a different way, Hollywood Studios is where my catchphrase definitely comes to life. Say it with me, live entertainment is important. With two brand new shows here at Hollywood Studios, The Little Mermaid and Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. What is that, like 5 new indoor shows now? With 6, with Disney Junior play and dance. Hey, live entertainment. Hey, look at this shirt. Yeah, it's out, baby. This is so exciting. Plus, Disney is working on bringing Monsters, Inc. Land to life with a brand new roller coaster that takes you flying through the door scene from the film. It looks really cool and honestly quite beautiful. But sorry to Emma, and also sorry to myself. We are losing Muppets Courtyard for Monsters. But as I mentioned, the Muppets will be taking over Rock and Roller Coasters. So I don't know if I would call that even. Let us know in the comments. I actually have a crazy hot take to share. I actually think bar hopping at Hollywood Studios is one of our more preferred bar hopping scenarios, maybe even more than Epcot. Hot take, I know, but hear me out. I think it's more about quality over quantity. They've got Tune In Lounge, which is like a 50s, kitschy, primetime living room situation. Oga's Cantina, basically a bar in outer space with a DJ robot. And right behind me, Baseline Tap House, where you can pretend to like IPAs and craft beers. If you actually like them, that's great. I'm not a beer drinker, so I usually hey, wow, look at all these beer options. You can also grab drinks at Ice Cold Hydraulics, Sunshine Day Bar, Woody's Lunchbox, and yes, even the milk stand. Put a little alcohol in your milk, like we all like to do. And of course at a few of the quick services and table service restaurants. Now you can also stop at one of my favorite lounges of all time. If you want a meal to feed an adult with a relaxed, detailed environment and tasty food and drinks, then the Brown Derby is your place. The Brown Derby is actually a table service restaurant that takes you into the golden age of Hollywood. We love the Cobb salad, the martini flight, grapefruit cake, so much more. But you can't go wrong with this spot in general. And if you can't get reservations ahead, go outside of the Brown Derby Lounge, which I would add to my little Hollywood Studios bar crawl. Before we head out, let's talk about the final park, Magic Kingdom. It's definitely the most family friendly, but it doesn't mean adults can't have some fun. Magic Kingdom is technically a dry park, but you can find a beverage or two if you know where to look. Luckily, I know where to look. Any of the table service options within the park offer wine, beer, and a cocktail or two if you want something to sip on while you're taking a break. But if you don't want to worry about reservations, just keep an eye on the walk-up waitlist options. But if you're just going for a drink and maybe an appetizer, avoid Crystal Palace, Be Our Guest, and Cinderella's Royal Table, because those places are all prefix or all you can enjoy, so you can't just order a drink and a nap and then go. Another way to grab a drink and celebrate a big life moment, whether it be an anniversary or maybe your 2-year-old just went pee-pee in the potty for the first time. Relatable. Maybe you go to a dessert party. There's a pre, during, and post-dessert party option in Magic Kingdom that offers desserts, drinks, and spectacular firework views. Hey, the back of that father's head, don't even worry about it, won't be there. He's a tall guy, and he's annoying, but he won't be there. Maybe he will, if he booked the dessert party too, which would be ironic. It takes place at Tomorrowland Terrace and costs roughly from around $119 to $129, tax included for adults ages 10 and up. Now for children ages 3 to 9, it's about $75, tax included. And hopefully if you're with a big party, you're like, hey grandma, you wanna take the kiddos to sleep? This party's gonna be super late, so just take the kids. We're gonna go to this dessert party. Now, don't get me wrong, grandmas deserve to have a good time too. I'm just saying, like, let's spread the love. When it comes to attractions, again, this park is pretty family friendly, but rides like Tron, Big Thunder Mountain when it reopens, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Space Mountain, which is like going to the chiropractor, but in reverse, can be pretty thrilling. Now, instead of giving options for adults who don't love thrill rides, I would say this what I'm about to say is pretty across the board. I think a lot of adults just love nostalgia. So I would argue that rides like Pirates of the Caribbean, Winnie the Pooh, Buzz Lightyear can be tons of fun for adults. Also, the People Mover is a great break. You're like, hey, kid, my child, look at that train in the sky. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd love to ride that train. You're like, fantastic. And then you just sit in the dark for 10 minutes. It's amazing. And finally, another great way to enjoy the Magic Kingdom like an adult, leave and then come back. We love heading to one of the monorail resorts, whether it be Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, or the Polynesian, for just like a drink and a meal. Get away from the crowds for a second and then come back. The resorts and Disney Springs. Okay, here we go. Speed tour, here we go. Okay, let's talk about some Disney adult things to do at resorts. Not Disney adult things, just like things to do at Disney if you're an adult. Moving on. Sangria University. It's over at Coronado Springs. You take an afternoon course by a Disney professional where they discuss like the history of sangria. Super cool. The price is between $69 and $79 depending on when you're going. Hey, but forget about learning about sangria. What about classes if you want to take a class? Okay, here we go. You can participate in things like catch and release fishing, fishing excursions, horseback riding, archery lessons, and there are golf courses if you're a golfer, if you like golfing. 4. Or if you want to relax, Disney World has 3 spas on property. 3 spas. Emma went to the one at Grand Floridian and she hasn't stopped talking about it since. But if you're like me and you like to do a fun bar crawl, hey, you can do a bar crawl at the resorts. There are 2 different types of resort crawls that we talk about a lot. One is the monorail bar crawl. Pretty self-explanatory. It's on the monorail. Yep, the 3 resorts on the monorail. Or there's the Skyliner. You take the Skyliner to all the resorts and you have a drink at each resort and then you get back on the Skyliner or the monorail depending on what you want to do. Hey, drinking. Maybe you're on a date night, maybe you're a foodie, maybe drinking is not your thing. Hey, that's okay because there's food. Of course, there's food here in Disney World. You need food to survive. I mean more of like a fine dining scenario, adult-esque thing with food. For truly fine dining, you can go to Victoria and Albert's. It literally the only restaurant, Michelin star awarded restaurant at Disney World. It's very pricey, but very fancy. Some more affordable ones: Citricos, Narcoossee's, Toledo, Topolino's Terrace, Yachtsman Steakhouse, California Grill, Jico, and Flying Fish. But be warned, you can only park at the resorts if you have a reservation for the dining location. You can't park at a resort and then go to a park. They don't like that. They're trying to keep the parking for the guests staying at the resort. And finally, Disney Springs will round out your adult offerings. Disney Springs is basically this like outdoor outlet mall with restaurants and circuses and things. I'll get into it. It's basically Disney shopping and dining district, and it's totally free to check out. There's plenty of live entertainment. Say it, quick, say it. Cirque du Soleil, House of Blues live bands, the Edison, which has Gatsby-inspired performances and more. There is so much live entertainment in the evening. It won't be hard to find something to enjoy. Then of course there's dinner and drinks. One of my favorite things to do, and Emma and I got to do it together, is progressive dining. You go to each location, you have a little appetizer, and then a cocktail, then you move on. You go to the next place, you have maybe an entree and maybe a mocktail, and you move on, and the whole thing. It's one of my favorite things to do, a little taste of everything. But in case you're curious, here are some of my team's favorites. Summer House on the Lake, we love that one. The Boathouse, the outdoor bar specifically. Wine Bar George, get the fire cheese. I think it's called Cheese Saganaki. Haleo, Jock Lindsay's, Polite Pig, that one's Emma's favorite.
All right.
And Splitsville if you want to bowl while you enjoy your food and drinks. And we're not just talking about nighttime activities, we're talking about brunch too. What is more adult than getting brunch? Summer House offers a great Tex-Mex brunch. Homecoming is unbeatable. Raglan Road is super unique. Wine Bar George just got even better. House of Blues is super cool. The Boathouse is great. And the Wolfgang Puck is always a good time. And of course, it's a great time to spend your money because there's a lot of shopping. So if you want to do some Disney shopping, I fully suggest shopping at Disney Springs. They've got everything just from Sephora to Free People to, oh gosh, I'm only naming the places my wife goes. The World of Disney. Where do I go? Harley Davidson? That's not true. I think there's a Star Wars store, Disney style, like a lot of shopping. So bring your credit card. Credit cards, plural. I did it. I did it. Woo! What a day. If you're still here, you're either an adult with good taste, a kid who yearns for taxes, or someone procrastinating an important email. Either way, like this video, drop this secret phrase in the comments so we know you made it this far. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more theme park deep dives, games, chaos, and educational nonsense. Thanks for watching. You've earned a snack and a nap. Adult stuff.